What if I told you that Plato's philosophy could hold the key to many of the problems we face today? In a world filled with fake news, social injustices, and divisions, the concepts of virtue, justice, and truth, discussed over 2,000 years ago, may still be the key to transforming society. In Canada, where diversity is a core value, are we truly living by the principles that Plato advocated? Prepare for a deep reflection that may change the way you see the world around you. Let's see our video theme. Plato's philosophy, a key to modern challenges in Canada. Plato saw virtues as dispositions that we all can cultivate to live a full and just life. But what does it mean to be virtuous today? In Canada, a country where diversity is one of its strongest pillars, virtues like empathy, respect, and courage are not just individual values, they are essential for coexistence in a multicultural society. These virtues are, in fact, the glue that holds communities together, enabling different cultures to coexist harmoniously. How are you cultivating these virtues in your community? Take a moment to reflect. Are you actively embodying empathy, respect, and courage in your daily interactions? In a society as diverse as Canada's, these virtues aren't just abstract ideals, they are essential for the well-being and cohesion of our communities. But the question goes deeper: are we truly committed to fostering a society where virtue is more than just a concept? Is it truly reflected in the choices we make, in the policies we support, and in the way we treat others, especially those who are different from us? In a world that often prioritizes self-interest and convenience, can we truly say that our collective actions are guided by a genuine commitment to the greater good? For Plato, justice wasn't just about following laws, it was a quality of character. In Canada, where the debate on human rights and equality is ongoing, justice goes beyond the legal system. Think of the social movements that have shaped the country in recent years: the fight for Indigenous rights, racial equality, and climate justice. Do our actions reflect a true pursuit of justice, or are we simply following the rules? Plato reminds us that justice starts within, reflecting how we treat others. We live in an era of misinformation, where half-truths and fake news spread rapidly. Plato believed that truth was essential for the harmony of the soul and society. In Canada, a democracy that depends on an informed public debate, the pursuit of truth is more crucial than ever. In times of polarization and conflicting information, truth has become harder to find. But how can we ensure that truth prevails? Plato would teach us to have the courage to question our beliefs, investigate deeply, and, most importantly, not accept something as true without critically reflecting on it first. Plato's ideas aren't confined to books, they show up in the decisions we make every day. In Canada, a country that values multiculturalism and equality, the concepts of virtue, justice, and truth can be powerful tools to build a more harmonious society. When we choose empathy over conflict, justice over indifference, and truth over convenience, we're applying philosophy in our daily lives, guiding the present towards a more fair and cohesive future. Are we living according to these ideals? How can Plato's philosophies be the key to a more united and fairer Canada? And expanding even further, how can applying these teachings help Canada become a nation that leads global discussions on building a more equitable and righteous world? Plato's reflections on virtue, justice, and truth are not mere ancient musings, they are timeless pillars of thought that continue to resonate profoundly in our age of uncertainty and transformation. In a world increasingly defined by complexity, division, and the erosion of trust, these ideas offer us a philosophical compass to navigate the turbulent waters of modern life. But the true challenge lies not just in contemplating these concepts, but in applying them. How do Plato's ideals of justice and virtue shape our everyday decisions, our relationships, and our collective responsibility to one another? In times when truth is often obscured by conflicting narratives and misinformation, what would it mean to actively seek truth, not just as a static fact, but as a dynamic process of inquiry, reflection, and openness? These are questions that demand more than intellectual engagement, they require a deep commitment to living in accordance with our highest ideals. As we look to the future, we must ask ourselves, How can we apply Plato's teachings to address the most pressing issues of our time, whether it be social justice, political polarization, or environmental sustainability? Can the pursuit of virtue, a commitment to justice, and a devotion to truth become the foundation of a society that is not only more ethical but also more compassionate, fair, and united? These are questions for each of us to reflect on, both individually and collectively. The impact of Plato's philosophy isn't just theoretical, it's a call to action, a reminder that the choices we make today are the building blocks of the future we are creating. Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your participation helps us continue bringing philosophical content that connects classical thinking to the challenges of our time. Just as in ancient Greece, the role of philosophy remains, even today, to provoke deep questions about the challenges of our era. So, never stop encouraging and nurturing these essential questions. They are the seeds of insight, change, and growth. See you in the next video, Explorers of Quintessence.